Hello, hi, namaste, and welcome to Vbinge. I am sure by now many of you have already watched Kalki, and for sure the internet is buzzing with mixed opinions about the film. But I could not help but notice a lot of similarities of the film with many other Hollywood projects. First up we have Mandalorian, a Star Wars series. Now in the initial scenes of the movie itself, I couldn't help but notice the background setup for a lot of shots similar to the ones in the series. The similarities don't end here. The concept of bounty hunters and the holographic messaging is something we have also seen in Mandalorian. Not to mention the transportation vehicle zooming across the large deserted backplate. The scene where we see Disha Patani fighting with Prabhas only to realize that they are accomplices is something that we saw in Mandalorian too. The costumes for the soldiers are quite similar to those of stormtroopers in Mandalorian, except just in black. We even saw the lightsaber being used during a fight sequence along with laser guns, which was something originally introduced in the Star Wars series. Next up, we have the scene where we see Prabhas fighting off with other bounty hunters in an alley. Interestingly, the similar setting alley was seen in the Riot's animated series Arcane. Be it the footpaths, the dangling wires, or the multi-floored buildings surrounding a cramped alley, it seemed an exact copy of Arcane. Not to mention the concept of division of people who lived in complex. The advanced side of the society and the others who did not have enough to feed is something we saw in Arcane too. Third, I felt the costumes had quite a resemblance to the ones in Dune. Be it Prabhas's costume or Deepika's in this scene. Even the background seemed to be copied from Star Trek's concept artist's work. The fourth resemblance was the shot where we see Deepika Padukone stepping out of fire, which I feel a lot of you would have recognized from HBO's Game of Thrones, as Daenerys Targaryen steps out of the fire. Fifth, we have this mysterious force field in Kalki, which hides an entire city in it, very similar to what we saw in Marvel's Black Panther. While on the subject of force fields, the shot where we see the force field being destroyed is exactly similar to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows scene when Voldemort attacks Hogwarts and asks his Death Eaters to bring Harry. In Kalki 2, we see the same piece of cinematography. Next up is the scene where we have Ashwin fighting his mirror self, an exact replica in action taken from Captain America's Civil War. Coming in 8th is the scene where we see Prabhas transforming the car into a transformer. Something similar to seen in a couple of Hollywood movies, Atlas, and even in Avatar, where we could see not just a similar concept, but even a similar model of the whole transformed car. In the shots where we see the fight engaging between the Complex and the Rebels, the engaging sequence resembled a lot to the one we saw in Avengers. In fact, the jump and stab sequence were also the same as seen by Captain America in this shot. Another similarity that could be seen from Avengers was from Endgame, where we saw Thanos pulling out the stone. This shot was very similar to the one where we could see Krishna doing the same with Ashwin. Last, we had the scene from Iron Man's second movie where we had a villain with electrical hunters. The same prop and action were copied in Kalki 2 in this sequence. Despite seeing so many similarities, not sure if it's coincidences or just plain plagiarism. But nevertheless, altogether, Kalki was definitely something unique and new in Indian cinema. So that's it for this video. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thanks for watching.